Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to another live stream session here where I trade live. And let's do whatever we do every day. We trade this thing the best thing we can. Okay. Before we start, please remember that trading is inherently risky. You can lose all your capital, so please don't take my trades. Do it at your own risk. And with that, let's jump right into the charts. All right, so we have the overnight low right here. I think the overnight high, it's a very important point today. We did came during Asia session here. We did not break to the upside, and then we came here at the London Open. And then, boom, we started to come down sharply. Now the dollar is going up. We did hit some sort of supply that I had right there. We start to reject that 110.22, but we're back to 110.17. Let's see what happens today. If the dollar breaks to the upside, I will be playing these markets more to the short side, but I want to consider as well that yesterday was a very important comeback on the market. The price action was very bullish, so I want to be aware of that. I want to get fooled by a pre-market or a gap down. Okay, like yesterday, I was saying yes, the market is dropping, but we are in demand. We can come back at any time, and indeed, we made a nice reversal on the equity markets yesterday. All right, let me open up this trade station here. I use TradeStation to see the market internals. I don't have the data on Ninja. Rich, good morning. Wish you a green day. Likewise. I think if we are patient and we execute the best way we can have green days, right? Red days come. Red days can come at any time, but is particularly hurtful when you do stupid shit, which we try not to do here in the channel. All right, so the market is about to open in 2 minutes. So I was talking about the dollar. The dollar is back. Dollar's back at the supply. I think we have a nice squeeze in the dollar. That's why we're making new lows right here. The dollar is making new highs. They are perfectly correlated to the inversely correlated though. This is the MQ chart. Let me set up my risk for today. I would say so live trading 500 share bar. Select my account. There we go. Oh, I took myself out of the picture. There we go. All right. For those who didn't watch my recap, go back and watch it. We did have those areas yesterday drawn here during the live stream. Unfortunately, I did not take the trade during the live stream. I closed it. I closed the live stream and then I had the setup. And then the long setup was textbook setup. I did not take it because I already was off for the day. I didn't want to keep trading. So 261 is 134%. Let's put $250 is 129. So that's what I will be risking per trade, 250. The calculator does the math automatically for me. So, all right. So so the overnight low is 11.1912 3/4. All right. MB, welcome. MB Trader, welcome. All right, so let's put this chart right here. So we actually created the overnight in this same candle. The overnight low, I mean. So the dollar is deep into the supply. It is not sexy to say that we need to wait. Like most people online, they're just looking for the quick fix and try to just give me a trade, feed me. But what I'm trying to do here is not only help other people, but I want to help myself. And my experience is that if I wait for the right setup, I will have better results. Beto, good morning. So dollar's going up. Dollar continues to go up. Still inside the supply. I'm gonna show you this chart because we reviewed we did go over this chart in the live stream for the pre-market, but I think this is the chart that we need to rely on today. I do have these supplies here. Is like you see here is tested 1, 2. This is the third time, but it's a currency. This thing can bounce here for like 20 times, still work, right? It's not the same as the equity market. So this is the supply for the dollar. If the dollar starts to break down, meaning it does something like it chops around here. If it stays here, we might have some downside on the market. But if this thing breaks to the upside, then our play short is when it comes back inside. And if it goes down, our play long is here, right? So I do think these are the two likely scenarios today. Now, I do expect this supply to work. So that means that the equity market can bounce from here. Okay. All right, let's get rid of this chart. There we go. So we barely broke the overnight low here. Created just on the previous candle, and we are bouncing. The way I like to assess volume is what time is it? It's 9:35. So still 3 more minutes for me to tell how the volume is gonna be today. Um, All right. Now that we have few minutes with the market open, let's see the internals. So ADQD obviously opened up very negative, minus 2,000, almost there, minus 1950. The tick chart opened up extreme low, minus 1,000, and both are attempting to go up right now. Let's go watch the dollar chart. Okay, dollar chart is rejecting the 110 again. Looks like the dollar is going to continue to go up. The rejections are not solid. It's just the following candle just immediately goes up. All right, 20 seconds for the 7-minute candle to close, and with that 7-minute candle closing, I will assess the oh, sorry, it's one more minute. I will assess the volume. I like to sync this thing so we can have the watches all synchronized. Sorry, the clocks. All right, pretty choppy right now. Since the open is right here, so we open here, and we're basically at the open. We came up, and we're just chopping around. Let's see if we can pick up a direction. Tick chart is making another attempt to break to the upside, though. All right, so let's review the volume here. So the way I do is here the volume is 23,000, so I put a red line right here, and then I check on the yesterday's. It was a lower volume day. Friday was a very high day. It was a triple witching day, so yes, we did have higher volume, but we're above average though. We are above average volume today. We can have a trending day today, just right before FOMC tomorrow. Okay, so we broke to the downside. Let's go over the internals. Tick chart is back at its highs. So we do have some pivots here. Let's see if we can try this. We do have this pivot, and this pivot. All right, those pivots are working pretty nicely. If I were to take these pivots, like raw pivots from here, like let's say I put an order right here, I would have to risk all the entire leg. And for me to risk that entire leg, this thing has to go, has to run big time. 2 to 1 is 830. So how probably it's 830? Whereas if prices come back up and my risk is narrower, like a lot smaller, right? I can go 3, 4 to 1 with a close price target. See that? So I'm not worried about this pivot just working to the downside. Like this, that's not me. I'm not holding this thing for the entire day. Just want to grab my money and close the trade. We do have a 57 3/4 where we bounced yesterday. We might head to that neighborhood later. Hmm. All right. ADQD finally changed direction to the downside, even though it's a very negative number. It was attempting to go up, but not anymore. It looks like we have more downside today. All right, dollar is coming down from the from the supply. So I want to watch the dollar closely today, more than other days because it's at a key level. Now, one thing with the dollar, what I've learned is that not only the direction, but where the dollar is at. If it's going up and it hits supply, that might be the retracement. And then the same day we created the demand, that's the real short that we need to um, take. So I do have this level on 926. Um, I'm waiting for this level. Let's see if the tick chart just give me the signal when it's right there. I'll tell you what. My assumption right now is that that level is not the best location. It's not the best location. It's just above the overnight low. Um, and the overnight range is massive. It's 920 to 100 is almost 180 points. So there are a few levels that I'm watching right now: 12,000 or 1240. I think they're good levels right there. It's way above where we're at right now. But I need to acknowledge that this location is not the best one. Okay, just very close to the demand. All right, doesn't look like this level is going to work. I do have a pretty bullish pattern on the 3 minute and the 7 minute, but the 7 minute is fairly young. So if we get here in the next 30 seconds, I think it'll be a decent setup. Whereas if we take to get here a couple more minutes, it's not going to be good. Um, Dick chart is breaking to the upside though. I'm not worried about this level. I won't take it. So this is the 500 volume bar on the regular NQ and not the micro. So I do have this level right here. Yeah, the tick chart is signaling more upside right now. Let's see if this level holds here. If we turn around from here, all right, that tells me the dollar demand, right? But if we turn around from here, yeah, we're going higher. The tick chart is approaching to the zero level. All right, so that's a good setup right here. See if I can take this one. All right, so the ADQD is retracing. That's fine. It's good. Then we have the tick chart tap the zero line and is rejecting it. Also very good. Right now, I want price to come to my zone and the tick chart not making new highs. All right, so what we had here is this pivot. I think it's interesting to notice this. This pivot is putting some pressure here. We go down, this pivot will not put any other pressure here to the upside. me go to the MNQ chart. Yeah, this trade is working right now, but I think the location was not optimal. Like this one was a lot better, like 35. It's pretty slow. It's slowly grinding down. Pretty choppy though. For those watching, I'm just waiting for a setup, a short setup here on the NQ. We're patiently waiting for this setup. It is very um how do you get what is the right word? I think discouraging when you have a setup to the short side, but it's actually moving lower, meaning farther away from your area. It's like, oh my God. That makes you feel FOMO, right? Like, I want to just get into this thing. I think the more you wait, the more you exercise that patience required to be a good trader. Okay, take chart back at its highs. The zero line. I don't want this thing to break the zero line, to be honest. Stacking bananas. Good morning. Just waiting for this setup to happen. Um, I don't want the tick chart to break the zero line. Right now, it's very close to it. It looks like it is going to break. All right, let's go take a look at the dollar. All right, the dollar is coming back to the lows created at 9. So the tick chart just broke to the upside, close to the zero line. So it's not a massive break to the upside. My entry, regardless, is 41. We're at 28, so we're a few points from there. Three minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. This is a very choppy market. Very choppy. Yeah. The 30-minute is gonna close with it opened. It's just going up like few points, like probably 10 points. All right, tick chart is below zero again. So we went through the zero line, but we didn't manage to sustain the momentum upward. So I think this setup might work in the next 30 minutes. Let's see. So why is saying two contracts? Oh, there you go. 12 contracts. All right, 1 minute for the 30. So the ADQD started to move down. That's not a good sign. I wanted to just print blue candles or green candles up to this level. Right now is very choppy though. So I would have been stopped out here. No, not really. Not really. Still in the area though. All right, new 30-minute candle. Um, see if we can have the push to the upside. All right. If we manage to get to 140 to 940, sorry, 11,940, I want the tick chart to give me a lower reading than the previous spike. So I'm not gonna get into this mess here and try to just being chopped. All right, a lot of bullish candles on the 3 minute, like similar to yesterday's pattern. It reach a certain level and rejects it immediately. See if we can have a retracement back up. So the level, even though the location is not good, is working, right? The entire level, all this is working, but for me to use the entire level, meaning from 19 to 47, that's 30 points. I will have to go for 100 points. Is that possible? Yeah, it's not impossible, but that's not my trading. My trading is risk 20, go for 60, 80, and make 3, 4 times whatever I risk. All right, take chart back to the zero. 2 more minutes for the 7. So the good thing is that if we get there on the next 7 minute and we don't have the momentum, the trade will be easier, quote unquote easier. But if we do have momentum, probably we will take it confirmation. I know it's tempting just jump in, especially when it doesn't get to your area, but I do have a plan. My plan is I trade at 940 or I don't trade. It's a bit stubborn, but it has worked on me. And probably you're different, right? This is very personal. Um, Tick chart did not manage to break, but we didn't break here. So this low is lower than this low, right? So we don't have any information like juicy from the tick chart right now. Now we're attempting again. It's highs. And we're breaking to the upside. So I'm going to take this. If I'm taking this, it'll be confirmation. But certainly in the next 7 minutes, not in this one. There's 10 more seconds. Now we're very close to the demand, so that's why the location is not like A plus setup, right? It's just the location is not the best one. And we are trying to grind up. So we're in the new 7 minute. There we go. We're inside the zone right now. All right. There you go. So I'm gonna activate this order and see how this works. All right, so I'm in this short. Tick chart does not look very, very good, but the setup was there and I took the trade. Let's see how this goes. I want to see where the dollar is at. All right, the dollar is going down. It's going down sharply. So I think if we have some sort of demand in the way, this thing can work. But it doesn't look like it wants to work though. If we lose the trade, we just risk 1 hour, $200, $222. So it's fine. Very choppy, very choppy, very choppy. So my 1-to-1 will be, I want to pay attention with this because this choppy market can screw me big time. So right now I am 1-to-1 and I will move my stop, especially because of the tick chart. So I am right now risking $0 in this trade, and my target is quite ambitious. Is 1867, but I will consider moving it to these pivots right here. So what I will do, because I am expecting probably more downside here on the markets, what I would do is I would see what happens here at this red line. Right now, we are like 1.5-to-1, so I'm not rushing to anything. When this thing comes, I'll probably evaluate what the market will do, okay? The chart came to the lows though, and it didn't create a new low. So this trade might not work. I want to see what it does when it gets to this 901, if it gets to this 901. Right now it's bouncing from this level, which is logical, but I want to see if I have more downside on the markets today. Right now we're testing the overnight low. So that's a pretty good area where buyers step in overnight. All right, so what I can do right now is I can scale out. Let's say we have the position. I do have 12 contracts. So let's say I take 8, right? So let's close 8 contracts right here, right? So I reduce my position side. Oh, I just have 2 left. I reduced my position size. I don't know why. I think I had 12. Right now, I only have 2. All right, so I reduced my position size here, and because I'm trading micros, but if I would have 2 minis, I wouldn't have reduced my position size here, right? I will try to keep my entire position. So I want to see what I got. Yeah, I have 2 left. Only 2. That's fine. So now tick chart is obviously at its lows, but it's not creating an extreme low. So this might work. This area might work. So right now, if we get stopped out, break even, where this is right now, I will get 3 times what I risked in this trade. So I think it's worth the scale out. So you reduce your risk, meaning you don't reduce your risk. You don't leave too much money on the table. Yeah, MS, we were hunting that level. We were hunting that level for a few minutes. So right now is a very hard part to grasp psychologically, because we need to wait for the target. It's either the target or the stop loss, and that requires a lot of patience and mental work. Okay, so best thing we can do, or one trader can do, is just step away and let this thing play out, or just close it. If you're gonna be emotional, just close the fucking trade and grab the money. But I think if we really want to become good traders, we need to try to overcome ourselves, right? Like try to force ourselves to do things right. I wouldn't. I would be asking the market to stop me out. Um, do you know, guys? If you follow me for this latest month or two, I do not scale out, uh, especially because I just want to become a good trader, and good trader is just focusing on the process, the chart, etc. Right? But since I had 12 contracts because my risk is going up along with my account, I decided to scale out. Like worst case scenario, we get stopped out break even, and we have gotten 3 times the risk. It's not bad. Yesterday I made 3.5. Today 3. In reality, what I need is 4R a week per week, and then I'll be comfortably living off of trading. So the red line was this W pattern right here. Is a trend change pattern. It's very important. I do consider a very, very important pattern to trade. And since I was against to it, I was against this pattern. I was paying attention to this level. So I scaled out here right before that. And we came here. We tried to do a W pattern again. So let's see. If we get stopped out, we will get 3 to 1. So I have realized $370. Sorry, $670, and my risk was 220. So it's actually 3 times. If we happen to get stopped out, if the trade works, then we will make probably like 5 to 6. We'll see. But regardless, that doesn't matter. It's just probabilities, right? If this thing goes down, we'll make money. If this thing goes up, then we'll make money anyway. Well, I will have to argue with that because if you have very short oriented taking profit quite of like technique, it can be bad because if you take full loss and then you grab half of the risk when you're making money, then you will go broke. So you need to have a coherent risk and reward. Well, that's my experience. I've tried whatever you think about trading. I've tried it, right? So um wow, quite a push, right? Um but I've tried everything. So if you tell me I've tried going to like 1 point, 2 points, and then entire risking 5 points to make 1 point, and I did lose money. The only thing that has worked for me is risking 1 R and making 2, 3, 4, not less than 2. So this thing might have turned around, and it's fine. We took our shorts. We are facing demand. We're right there at the demand. So let's not lie to ourselves and say, no, this thing is going to go to the ground like 10,000 today. That's not how this thing works. So I would risk 10 points to make 2 points. And I did lose a lot of money trying doing that a few years ago. So if you think about it, the market is choppy, but we got in a extreme. So we're not in the chop. The chop is our profits, right? So if we happen to break to the downside, fine. If not, um, we have made 3R already. So it's okay. So the dollar is dropping. Most likely that the trade is not going to work. Um, but we have no action to take but to wait. I think it'll get filled. One of them will get filled. Now we're closing to the stop. We're closer to the stop loss than to the target. So right now, the higher probability is that we get stopped out. Um, but it's okay. If we get stopped out, we already made 3R. For those who just joining the live stream, I got in short at 9:40. We scaled out at 9:05, and we have just two contract left. And see if this thing. It doesn't look like it's going to continue to the downside, but if that happens, we'll make um probably like five exits. Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah. I do take a look at around like whole numbers. That's a very psychological point. The very important psychological um thing that traders look at round numbers. Yeah, the 3 minute is very bullish. It's choppy, but it's very bullish. I know it looks choppy, but it I think the 3 minute is a very bullish pattern that is happening right now. All right, so we got stopped out. We got 3R off of this trade. It was a good trade. Nevertheless, I said the red line is very important. My target was like 870 around there, but it's okay. We got stopped out for a 3R profit. Um, that's not bad. So I think the level might still work, but I don't think it's worth for us to retake this level. And so we leave it like that. We just wait for another level to come. GG. I know we got stopped at break even, and let me see where the trade was. Yeah, we got stopped out here, break even, and then it's dropping. That's fine. I mean, it happens, right? Nobody knows my stop is there, and the brokers knows. So maybe coincidence or not, but it happens a lot. So I can't be mad at that because that has happened to me. Oh my god, million times. Yeah, this pattern coincides with the 900. So a lot of traders look at, like, I've found the whole numbers to work better in forex. If you go forex, quarter numbers, um, uh, half numbers, whole numbers, those are pretty interesting levels in currencies. So when we scaled that 907, good. So I'm gonna take 5 minutes to just decompress, and I'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay. Um, I'm gonna leave this chart open here, the other one. All right. See you in 5 minutes, guys. All right, I am back. Thank you for those still waiting. Um, I just need to take a few minutes off the charts during the trading session to try to decompress and reassess for the rest of the trading session. All right, so we got stopped at break even. We came below the point that we had here, the previous pivot, but we rejected to the upside. Was still within the area, but ultimately we have gotten a break even regardless, right? And I want to see the momentum right now. So tick chart is aggressively, um, aggressively breaking to the upside. ADQD is coherent to the downside still, but the tick chart is certainly changing. For those just joining the live stream, we took a short in right here. We took a short in 941. We scaled out at 0750 and we got stopped out break even for 1/6 of the position. My target was around, I don't remember. I need to go see the recording, but I think it was like 860 or 870. It was a lot lower. I usually do not scale out since I had two 12 micros, more than 1 mini. I took, my intention here was taking 8. I don't know why I took, I need to go watch the recording because I had an 8 here and they closed 10 contracts. But that's okay. We took 10 and we got stopped out for the rest 2 micros, right? Still the area is working. I would not take it. As a matter of fact, if we change to the upside, this will be very, very important for us if we break to the upside. Obviously, with the coherence on the internals. As of right now, the ADQD is not telling me to go long. The dollar is just chopping around. We did have a supply at 110.22 is working nicely. And now it's chopping around. We can chop for the rest of the day. The dollar, in reality, it moves during London. It does move during London. I mean, it trends during London the most of the time. Now tomorrow we do have FOMC, so it's not unusual that we are chopping the entire. And look, this chart is crazy. Look at this. This is the 5 minutes. This is the 5 minutes for the regular trading session. So there's no overnight. We gap down, but look at the 5 minutes. It is crazy. Now, when we break from this area, I think it'll be a nice area to trade from. We will ultimately break either to the upside or the downside. Let's put the do the MNQ. Yeah. All right, so we did take this short. The area is still working, but very choppy market. Very choppy. I think sellers are dominating. Every time we sell this off, we try to grind to the downside. So we haven't broken the 940 pivot right here, but every time we come to the downside, we try to open up or dig like more deep hole right here. So my interpretation of this is if we come back down, ultimately we will break to the downside. But to be honest, this is very, very hard to trade. It's if you don't get in any extreme, please don't get into this thing. If you are not around 45 or 40, above 40 or below 895, try not to get into this thing. It's just chopping around. And the more time it passes, the more time it passes, the less probable is the supply to keep working and the demand to keep working. So ultimately, we will break from these trades, from this area. We finally broke to the upside. So we have several pivots right here. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if they can put some pressure to the upside. Now, Tick chart broke to the upside, but rejected it immediately. So, just to be honest, this is not a good setup to the long side yet. Although the 30-minute pattern is very bullish, like this last 30-minute candle is as bullish as it can be. Do you like the long? Well, we gapped down yesterday and we made a nice comeback. And today it looks like the same scenario, right? Today is more choppy than yesterday. Um, so and look, I wanna just elaborate here because the long is not a bad setup. Like for my trading, probably the long right now is not the best because of the momentum. There's no momentum to either side, and right now I would have to trade long here in 47, which is for me is it's not a good location, right? If you have momentum, this is perfect. You don't have momentum, right? Um, this is very choppy. This thing is just chopping around. Um, so I if the long were here, if the longs were here, that's another story. Okay. Um, Now I did yesterday on my pre-market report. I did a analysis of um, the FOMC. What happens with the FOMC previous to the meeting? How the dollar behaved. If you haven't seen that, go to my live stream yesterday in the morning. The pre-market report. I did check what happened during the days before the meeting, how the dollar behaved and what happens during the meeting. So I did find one commonality, and is that the dollar drops after Powell speaks. The dollar drops during the meetings. I'm not saying the Jackson Hole, the dollar just went up and so on. But during the meetings, if you go see my recording, the dollar drops big time. And if the dollar drops big time, that means that the markets go up, right? So it's quite interesting. I will do it tomorrow as well in the morning if you want to join me. 8:45. Um, I will review the dollar on the previous meetings and see how it behaves. Also, for tomorrow, I will be live broadcasting the Fed meeting, the results, and then the press conference if you want to come and join me. Um, so I do like the long. I do like the long though, but this location is not good. Could we have another green day today? Yeah, absolutely. We had it yesterday. It was is and right now is holding a nice demand. I think it was my demand from the pre-market. I need to go check that. By the way, let's go check that on Trading View pre-market context 3. Let's go see the demand on the NQ. Yeah, and the demand on the ES. The demand on the ES was violated for a few points, but is working right now. So we're in demand. There's nothing to hide right there. Yeah, we are in demand. All the news outlets are very negative on the narrative about the market, that everything is doom and gloom, like the world is gonna end, but we are in demand. There's nothing to hide right there. All right. So we're close to the 11 a.m. I'm gonna wrap up this video. See you all guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I will record the recap. I don't think I will be able to put the replay on the recap because it was live. I didn't record it. I will have to download it from the live. All right, but thank you for being here, MB, MS, Rich. Thank you guys. Thank you. We're trying to hey George. Thank you, bro. We try to do this the best way we can. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Trade mindfully. Don't do stupid shit. That's for myself too, though. See you later, guys. Bye.